Так, продолжаем. Продолжаем, собственно, где мы с вами закончили. Где мы с вами закончили. Так, продолжаем. Продолжаем, собственно, где мы с вами закончили. Отходил я, чтоб настроить звук. Звук, чтоб настроить, и я отходил. Чтоб настроить звук, я отходил. Так, чат есть, все есть. Игру сейчас запущу. Игру я запущу. И больше не грущу. Надо уж, наверное, допройти сегодня ее. Чтоб особо не волноваться. Чтобы в следующий раз просто начать ее заново. Наконец-то уже с тем... С тем геймплеем, который мы, собственно, заслуживаем с тобой. Ее заново. Наконец-то уже с тем... С тем геймплеем, который мы, собственно, заслуживаем с тобой. Тю-рю-рю-рю-рю-рю-рю-рю-рю. Тю-рю-рю-рю-рю-рю-рю-рю-рю. Так, да. Звук просто проверял. Все ли нормально со звуком. Картиночку меняем и звук поправляем. Картиночку меняем и звук поправляем. Можно даже чуть-чуть потише. Картиночку меняем и звук поправляем. Можно даже чуть-чуть потише. Картиночку меняем. Вот, прекрасно. Думаю, с этим достаточно хорошо. Так, звук еще. Вот, прекрасно. Думаю, с этим достаточно хорошо. Так, звук еще. Вот, прекрасно. Думаю, с этим достаточно хорошо. Так, звук еще. Смотрим, как у нас будет. Смотрим, как у нас будет. При этом. Смотрим, как у нас будет. Смотрим, как у нас будет. При этом. Да, вроде нормально. Вроде жить можно. Так, ладно, хорошо. Где у нас? Что нам надо? Нам этих мордоплюев надо убивать. Идем мордоплюев убивать. Быстренько с этим размажу их.
Here we go. I'm on it. That's the last of them.
Думаю, мы их быстро разберем в этот раз.
Attacking. Here we go. I am a storm.
Кстати, а сколько кожи-то нам надо с тобой? Мне очень интересно. Только не говорите, что 10 штук. Я 10 штук не вынесу кожи таскать. Я 10 штук не вынесу кожи таскать.
Want to try me? Down they go. I'm on it. I'll take your confession now.
Давай, викарий, убивай его. Молодец, красота. Прекрасно с ним разобрался. Так, а где другой-то у нас? Прекрасно с ним разобрался. Так, а где другой-то у нас? Я боюсь, что у меня еще заедать там будет немного из-за этого, из-за гейта. Блин, еще проверить никак нельзя в этом, в стримлапсе. Вот куда они засунули проверку микрофона, а? Сколько нам еще надо? Десять полос кожи первобытных, а у меня... Четыре, боже мой. Сколько ж мне их собирать придется? Полвека, что ли? Какая тупая миссия. Бесит меня такие миссии. Особенно в тех местах, где этих первобытных, ну, нет практически. Еще и других противников куча. Еще и других противников куча. Так, еще где-то здесь должны быть они. Вот тут. Во! Пасутся на лугу. Сколько их там ходит. Ща мы вас быстренько разберем.
I'll deal with them. May you find peace in death.
Так, я не понял, а кто в него стреляет с этой? С дробовиком? С 0 волной. Мне вообще-то нужна 0 волна.
That's the last of them.
Так, а убили-то вы где их? Ребята? А убили-то вы где их? Так, это не смешно. Где еще один-то? Куда вы дели еще одного? А, вот он. Ну, класс. Двоих. Две шкурки еще надо. Где две шкурки раздобыть?
I'll teach this one a lesson. Nice skill.
Ой, кстати, а я переоделся? А я не переоделся. А как так? Значит, вот этот вот. Уровень 9, уровень 2. Вскрытие замков. О, кстати, да. Давай-ка вот это вот. И стандартная пехотная броня, баллистикс. Я, по-моему, вот так вот ходил. А, ну да. Это единственные вещи, которые у меня, собственно, прокачаны. Так, здесь еще где-то должны быть. Но точка респауна-то у них не может быть так мало. А, подожди, да, я знаю, где они. Я знаю, где они. Сейчас даже дойду до туда. Быстренько дотопаем. Быстренько до... Секунду. Ща. На паузу на всякий случай поставлю стрим в этот. В ВК. Чтоб не грузил. Вон там, вот подальше, вот в той стороне, вот. Даже вот в той, вот за вот этой вот сломанной канонеркой или что это. Там должны быть они. Как минимум, если там есть один большой, то считай, мы мы в выигрыше, потому что нам... Отлично.
I'm on it. I've had quite enough of you.
Готов? Да ладно, все готов. Красота. Все, теперь я счастлив. Миссия выполнена. Ладно, может быть 10 штук и не так много, но нет, все равно это как-то многовато на самом деле. Целых 10 штук. И вообще эта миссия, она большая, нет? Сколько там еще придется мне выполнять?
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the... We are now in orbit above...
А какие у нас, кстати, еще миссии здесь? Мне вот что интересно. Так, что-то я не туда куда-то иду. Миссия. Миссия где? Миссия здесь. Нам наверх? Да, наверх. Здесь побыстрее никак, кстати, не пройти. Блин, нет. К сожалению. Кстати, здесь Неоки, наверное, супер некомфортно ходить. Здесь все такие буржуи. Такие богатые, все в золоте ходят.
What can I do for you, darling?
Я все принес.
I've been thinking of a name for this new outfit. Chimera. Crafted from the hides of 3 species of monster. While you were gone, I put in an order for one of my bespoke lapels. Solid gold, diamond encrusted. If it doesn't have one of my lapels, it's not a Jericho original. Those slackwits at HPS are holding my parcel while they wait for a signature. Bureaucracy is so utterly insufferable. Be a dear and retrieve it for me. Understatement of the year, darling. Believe me, I'm every bit as frustrated as you
Мне это
are.
уже подбешивает. Ладно, я заберу.
Wonderful! I'm giving you author...
I've always loved that.
Gotten quiet.
Надеюсь, эта миссия того стоит. Надеюсь, мне супер крутую броню дадут.
Well, you're getting an early start on the day's parcels, aren't you? How may I be of assistance?
Нет, Селесты. Она попросила меня расписаться за посылку.
If you would like to sign for a parcel, please go to window B.
За посылку. Так. Чем именно вы здесь занимаетесь? А, нет, все. Сюда. Все готово. Все ведь, да?
Welcome to Halcyon Parcel Service, where all parcels are
Нет, вы
guaranteed to be
серьезно, вы
delivered within
заставите меня здесь
acceptable
просто
margins of
ходить от
certainty.
человека к человеку.
How may I be of assistance? Let me just look that up for you. It appears that a parcel for Ms. Jolicoeur, It was. And now it's being...
В смысле?
Let me see here. A parcel for Jolicoeur, Celeste is being delivered to 316 Rockwell in the Byzantium Estates. Thank you for allowing HPS to be your only...
Сраная бюрократия. Очень похоже на почту России, кстати. Даже слишком, думаю.
A victor, huh? You a true believer, or do you just like the tides?
I once was a true believer, but no longer. My recent experiences have opened my eyes to larger truths. I don't mean to...
Нам не удалось доставить вашу посылку. Ваша посылка возвращена в здание по адресу.
Judge, but are you ever sober, Miss Remnareem Wentworth?
Only when I got a job to do, and even that ain't a guarantee.
Oh, for the good old days when you could simply...
Я действительно 2 недели буду бегать здесь.
Halcyon Parcel Service is proud... How may I... I must respectfully ask that you calm down, please.
How may I... Of course. If you could just verify for me that you are Jolicoeur, Celeste.
Вы не видите, что на мне надето? За километр видно, что я модель Селесты.
Yes, I can see by your eccentric mode of dress that you must be
Да ладно,
one of Miss
сработало.
Jolicoeur's associates.
Зачем это сделано? У меня же
Everything
есть
seems to be in order. Here
удостоверение.
you are, one parcel. I hope this has been a pleasant and satisfying transaction.
Ладно, меня рассмешили здесь. Хорошо. Так и быть. Я прощаю игру. Мне интересно, вот вообще, сколько я еще играть буду здесь? Сколько я наиграл, кстати? 1 день, 7 часов и 18 минут. Это значит 24 плюс 7 это 31. 31 час.
Best find this week. Go.
Неплохо, неплохо. Учитывая, что я все обыскивал здесь и выполнял каждую миссию. Так и я еще не все сделал.
Hey, careful. Don't go running around in the middle of a crime scene.
Да вы издеваетесь.
You mean Miss Jolicoeur? She was reported for practicing a subversive aesthetic. We found her in her office, working on something perverse. She didn't cooperate, so we had to put her down. Never took her for a dissident sympathizer. Byzantium security regrets any disruption to regular flow of commerce. However, cultural and moral hygiene must always be maintained. Byzantium cultural standards are enforced by Universal Defense Logistics. Universal Defense
За
Logistics.
культурой следит
the first and
оборонная
last line
компания.
of defense in the
Это
war
как?
against sedition.
Знаете что, я без комментариев поиграю.
Remember that stranger I saw?
Выглядит же как обычный костюм. Вы издеваетесь? Чё дает, кстати? Навыки общения плюс 10? А здесь что? А, брать... Ладно, на вес наплевать. Технология и... Окей, она восхитительна.
think you're doing? Nice doing business with you.
Ой, да вы серьезно, а? Вы издеваетесь надо мной. Так, ладно, хорошо, я лучше загружусь, я не хочу никаких неприятностей с ними.
What do you think you're doing? You and I never saw you.
What do you suppose all that ruckus in Celeste?
It's gotten quiet.
Hey, Max. What does your religion say happens to us after we die?
I no longer consider myself as having a religion. But in this one thing, the OSI and I still agree. The body returns to the universe from whence it came.
Why do we exist in the first place, then? What the hell's the point?
If there is a point, it is to let go of thinking there is a point. Existence.
Do we really need all the security?
If you'd like to make
I
an
have to go through
appointment,
3 checkpoints
please
just to
request
get
an
properly.
application form.
Can't
If
be
you'd
too
like to
careful.
request an application
Dissidents
form,
like Phineas
please
Wells
make
will
an
stop at
appointment.
nothing to ruin this colony.
I'm
Hell,
sorry, but
I
I've
even heard a
already
rumor that
exceeded my
Celeste
friendly
Jericho was
banter
recently
quota.
uncovered as a dissident.
But couldn't they concentrate the security on?
Please step away. Huh. I didn't realize we were still using those iridescent stickers. But this looks right. I'll just need you to register your weapons with
С радужной
the
наклейкой.
request to carry
Здорово.
32B form. Each weapon will need a separate form. Now let's see. I was going to suggest that myself. Look, you don't have time to wait on new forms, and I can't afford the citations for impeding HAC business. Just know there are a bunch of guards upstairs, and they're all high on dervish mist and low on patience. So try anything funny, and they'll paint the walls with...
А, меня это тоже бесит, викарий. Чё как.
If you'll forgive my saying so, that outfit looks splendid on you. Personal assistant to Adjutant Akande and Chairman Rockwell. I'm also responsible for organizing the adjutant's stationery, which is more of a hobby. Ah. Oh, you were being serious. I'm obliged to inform you that Chairman Rockwell is unavailable for an indeterminate duration. Will there be anything else?
Так, одну секунду. 76 из 100? Черт. Я вспомнил, на что я хотел тратить свои очки. Класс.
Excuse me, just a moment. I beg your pardon, Minister Clark's former office. What? Oh dear. Thank you for reminding me. I can't stand the thought of someone else's hands touching my custom letterheads.
Сука. Какие же здесь рофильные ответы бывают. Так, ребятки, заходите быстрей.
I'm going.
Какие же они медлительные.
On my way.
Зачем он проломал это все?
Sell the materials and feed everyone on Monarch for a month.
Эх, веселье. Я могу выйти? Хочу выйти. Выйти в окно прямо. Блин, классный видок, кстати. Капец, классный видок. А вот и взлом. Диметилсульфоксид 175 литров, полный объем недоступен, получение в частичном объеме Министерства исторической достоверности и поддержания духа нации, петролейный эфир 285 литров, получено в полном объеме Министерства исторической достоверности, гипохлорид натрия 1318 литров, принято в стыковочном отсеке 2, ожидает отправки в Министерство исторической достоверности и поддержания духа нации. Черновой монтаж выступления готов. Отделу связи с общественностью предстоит много работы, но мы охватили главное. Алкиону грозит голод. Ученые коллеги ищут решения, рабочие могут ввести свой вклад, приняв участие в будущей программе пожизненной занятости. Распечатайте ключ-карту Министерства исторической достоверности и поддержания духа нации, чтобы просмотреть текущую версию. И да, диметилсульфоксид был доставлен на место. Основные пункты ждут вашего одобрения, так что, надеюсь, вы посмотрите видео. Не беспокойтесь, я прослежу, чтобы все тщательно отредактировали.
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear.
Отстаёт как-то
We've
звук.
got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
That was some quite distressing information.
Guess the whole colony's up a creek. I thought it was just Monarch.
Да ладно, весело же. Всех заморозит. Я вообще-то не все прочитал. Сколько времени нужно, чтобы освободить пустующий кабинет? Может выбросить вещи Кларка хоть на улицу, они все равно им не пользуются. Я жду, что по возвращению займут уже готовый расширенный офис, мне надоело любоваться дырой в стене. И законом прошу, сделайте что-нибудь с этим угрюмым докладом. В связи с общественностью работают лучшие умы Алкиона. А в связях с общественностью работают лучшие умы Алкиона. Какого черта всех их объявления звучат как надгробная речь? Нам нужно что-нибудь жизнерадостное и оптимистичное, такое, что можно продать. Отмените мой массаж в среду, у меня срочные дела, нужно уехать. Я навел справки и могу подтвердить, что у нас сохранилось достаточно еды, настоящей, купленной в других колониях. Пищевая ценность продуктов, производимых в Алкионе, продолжает ухудшаться. Скоро люди начнут испытывать голод вне зависимости от того, сколько они едят. К сожалению, закупать пищу даже у ближайшей колонии становится слишком дорого, но наших запасов хватит для поддержания Византии и минимальной рабочей силы в обозримом будущем. Главы остальных 9 корпораций снова требуют увеличения своей доли. Вы, как глава ВОКа, легко можете отклонить их протест, но я думаю, вам стоит знать, что они снова взялись за свое. Все, у меня последний уровень. Я дурак. Я все всрал. Лучше, наверное, загрузиться. Ладно, не буду. Считайте, мы все равно игру прошли. Хи, это карликовая псина. Прикольно. А можно мне такого в напарнике?
I don't think trust enters into it. It's an automechanical with no will to speak of.
Think what you will, I think it's shifty. Always loitering about, taking what don't belong to it. I keep catching that bucket of bolts around my room. It says it's cleaning up bottles, but I ain't buying it.
You think it could be a...
Подтверждаются худшие опасения. Станция 1084 захвачена. Кто знает, что стало с емкостями с моей командой. Как обычно, связи в коллегии не помогают, если я не могу выдавать результат, который можно поставить на конвейер, красиво упаковать и продавать населению, то мне велят молчать и слушаться. Из лаборатории в Каскаде никаких новостей. Я тешу себе надежды, что на станцию 1084 заглянут не диверсанты, а просто путешественник в поисках чего-нибудь полезного. Условия в основной и дополнительной лабораториях не оптимальны. Политическая нестабильность отняла у меня Каскадию, а сочетание раздражительности и паранойи сгубило станцию 1084. Может быть, дом Византии станет для меня надежным укрытием. Я буду тосковать по работе с коллегами, но мне ясно, что таких товарищей я не заслуживаю. Тех, что со мной больше нет. Работа продолжается в изоляции и одиночестве. Быть может, так лучше. С того момента, как наши предки бы себя осознали, мы навязываем свою власть всему, чему коснемся. Колонизм работал какое-то время, но в Алкионе этот старый трюк уже не годится. Теперь нам придется склониться перед силой, которая превосходит нашу. Это нам придется приспосабливаться. Добавление. Вино провоцируется самокопание. Быть может, я смогу уравновесить это водкой? Ну че, ребятки, за пушки беремся? Устроим Марс атакует.
Lab coats make me nervous. Experiments always go wrong. Always. And then we got flying raptidons or some other nightmare.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside? Hagen. I've never heard of her. Is she from the board? Damn it. I knew this would happen. This is utter nonsense. I've never even been to Groundbreaker. My what conspiracy? Let's talk about this. Please. I think there's been a crucial misunderstanding. Just give me a second to explain myself. If you still want to shoot me, at least it'll be for an accurate reason. If you came looking for some elaborate scheme, it isn't here. All I'm doing is trying to keep Halcyon alive.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving. Then you know how desperate things are. I believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have. Not for lack of trying. I wanted to save them all, but I wasn't strong enough.
Так вот, что с ними случилось. Пытались докторов адаптировать.
There are other teams. We didn't want to experiment on human test subjects, so we used the only resources we had. Each other. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back.
Мне казалось, Корнелия Vanderbilt один из штурмовых крейсеров, патрулирующих
It's
Алкион.
been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth. Of course, the board is keeping that under wraps.
I can certainly understand why.
That ain't a shock. Board folks will lie to their own mothers if it preserves their paychecks.
The board is uneasy about letting the colony know, seeing as half of their military force vanished without a trace. I'd prefer if you didn't use my name when you talk about this. My contract has a list of very terrible consequences for breaking secrecy.
У тебя охранники за спиной.
Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off halcyon crops.
Fuck that. People are people, and ought to stay the way they were born. They start trying to tinker with my blood, I'll bury them.
Ну, сдохнешь от
We
голода.
haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. Hardly any at all. But we have to keep trying. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony. The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher.
Ну, меня он не сожрал.
I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander?
Да черт.
If working with Wells is the only way I can save the colony, then I will damn well do it. I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive.
Да, блин, убеждение 100 надо. А сколько вам нужно причин? 2430? А проще, чем вытаскивать отсюда мой труп? Атаковать будку.
That'll do, sucker. Now move along. The doc has a lot of work ahead of her.
Жадина.
Tidying up and such.
Меня еще и жадиной назвал.
Could I have a word with you, Captain?
Что?
If I still believed in the grand plan, a revelation like this would have seriously shaken my faith. Knowing you, I can only assume you have already begun formulating a plan to deal with this. So tell me, what are we going to do?
Да еще
Yes, of
копаемся.
course. And when you do, you can count on me to back your play. Your instincts haven't failed us so far. Anything you'd like to discuss?
Так, коллеги, мы поднасрали. 24-26, черт. Недовольная. Ладно, я им Фини создам. Ну, в смысле... увидеть.
I hope Dr. Wells has the resources to handle this project.
У него не просто проект, у него не просто ресурсы есть, у него есть люди.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial. The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Is it done? Well, damn. Contractor grew a conscience. As your employer, I'm both angry and disappointed. I'll add that to your file.
Я узнал
Technically,
кое-что
I owe you an
пострашнее.
exit interview. Care to justify your betrayal of our species, or are we finished here? You're awfully quick to trust someone who offed her colleagues and called it a good start. Out of my office. We're done.
I like her, Captain. Let's go before we have to paint this office with her blood.
What a surprise. Seems we're no longer wanted here.
Да. В принципе, плевать мне. Так. Окей. Блин, наплевать. Вообще на процент поднялся. Чё? Еще что ли вкачать что-то могу? Да ладно.
A reminder to all crew members, we are now in orbit above the...
Хотя, блин, имеет, наверное, смысл таскать Неоку с собой. У нее же навыки общения.
What is it? I'm trying to keep... Are you crazy? The only thing more suicidal would... Hey, it's your neck. I can get you packed away, but it won't be a pleasant journey. Get ready to take a deep breath and hold it. Only if you can afford the board's exhumation fees. They're a killer. Just kidding. Relax, you won't be the strangest thing I've ever shipped to the Ministry. Follow me, and play it cool.
I am 100% not okay with this, Captain.
Да вон-то чё, это мне в коробке ехать. Да, ты быстрее можешь идти?
Here we are. I hope you like tight spaces.
Она так вылезла.
Got a promotion coming. I can feel it.
Жопа. ВОК, безопасность. Собрала подобных из разных точек Алкиона, ни один из них не проявил поведенческих аномалий и гомицидных наклонностей. Мы протестировали на них восстановительную формулу 132 с повышенной концентрацией адренотайма, и они начали вести себя крайне агрессивно. Ни при каких обстоятельствах не открывайте камеры. Хорошо. Резкая отмена диметилсульфоксида несовместима с жизнью и приведет к прерыванию текущего эксперимента. Для поддержания частоты эксперимента и жизнеспособности испытуемых номинальная концентрация диметилсульфида в свободном обращении должна составлять 73%. Блин, фигово. Программа пожизненной занятости. Систематический вывод испытуемых из длительной гибернации, не ведущий к смерти испытуемого и потере рабочей силы. Результаты неоднозначные. Прогноз умеренно оптимистичный. Ну ладно, давай 26%. Это где это мы? Ух ты.
Not so fast. The Ministry of Accuracy and Morale is off limits to everyone. Basically, if you don't work here, or for Chairman Rockwell himself... I don't know how you got that, but I still don't know you, and I don't have any new clearances on the list. What? Oh no. You must be from Chairman Rockwell's office. I'm so sorry. Please, go on through.
Бедняжку напугал. Че, я теперь могу ходить спокойно здесь? Че я сразу этого не сделал? Ай, ладно. Это, наверное, ничего интересного, так что давайте уж пойдем отсюда. Нам нужно спасать колонистов.
Warning, intruders will be... Oh, it's you. If you don't mind my saying, you have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. I'm glad to hear that. This may come as a surprise, but I happen to enjoy your
Да
work.
ладно.
I've been
Я
keeping
вообще-то
up
вашу
with you
колонию
ever since
уничтожаю.
Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. A rundown backwater, barely worth the ink on a map. Until you showed up. You walked through Edgewater and in your wake transformed it from a loyal company town to a haven for dissidents. I'm actually a little impressed. All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out of the sky.
Прямо, вы хорошо осведомлены. Давайте к делу.
You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate.
Одну секунду. Да-да-да. 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 Да-да. Да-да-да. Пожалуй, вот так вот сделаю.
Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. He has a litany of charges against him. Vandalism, illegal experimentation, sedition. I could go on. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And he's using you. You're in contact with Wells.
У тебя красный фон сзади, я тебе не верю. Ты злая.
You're in contact with Wells.
У тебя красный фон сзади, я тебе не верю. Ты злая.
Wells was our mistake. We failed to apprehend him for years. I'm asking you to help me correct that mistake. I'm sending you my access code. Contact me from Wells's terminal. When you're done, come speak to me in my office.
Adjutant Akonde's call has been terminated. Will there be anything else, Captain?
Вообще рофл будет, кстати. Прям дикий такой рофл.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
Дай-ка я посмотрю, кто что дает.
I think I'll initiate. An
Got a second?
Убеждение 150. Убеждение 150. Жопа.
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining column. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfox. What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Anyone with 2 working lamps can see this colony's slouching toward oblivion. Why do you think we've been doing all this? I revived you to help me save Halcyon from annihilation. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? And the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. That makes 2 things we don't have: time and chemicals to revive the other settlers. None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. We were supposed to have enough time to solve the problem before we all starved. Human test subjects? Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board. Damn, that's not enough. Not nearly enough for the whole ship. I could revive a handful of settlers. Maybe, possibly, damn. We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. If the board has their way, we're all going to be spending the rest of our lives frozen in stasis. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers. Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope. Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius!
Качался же.
Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab. Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
And that's going to work, without killing us in the process. I thought intra-system micro-jumps were prohibited for a reason.
Yes, there's always a risk of a catastrophic collision between the Hope and, say, Terra 2, in theory. But you'll be fine, provided your calculations are correct.
I don't understand a word you said, Doc. All I know is, if we're gonna hijack a colony ship, count me in.
Yes, excellent. I approve of your enthusiasm, young man. You should ask your captain for a raise. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this.
Вообще плевать. Никаких вопросов. Так, выполним.
The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers. Scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it. You absolutely should. The adjutant must have sent you some kind of tracking code. If you don't use the code, she'll suspect you betrayed her. I think you should use the code and send a corrupted tracking signal. That should buy me some time.
О, вот и в этом рафляночка вся.
The board's going to catch up to me sooner or later. This way I'll have time to set up some particularly nasty defenses. Use my communications terminal to corrupt the tracking signal. While the board busies themselves trying to decipher it, I'll have plenty of time to prepare my defenses.
Ладно. Так, где это задание?
That should do it. You've bought me more than enough time.
Чудненько. Правда, коллегия все равно рано прилетит.
Some crew members are causing a You have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
I'm impressed, Captain. I almost expected you wouldn't go through with it. Unfortunately, Dr. Wells found a way to corrupt the signal before we could pinpoint his location. Still, it's only a matter of time before we find him. Come visit me in Byzantium. We need to have a talk about the future of this colony.
Негативная репутация уменьшена. Класс. Нейтральная. Ну, блин, нейтральная.
Meet me in my office. I've authorized your ship at my personal landing pad.
Adjutant Akande has ended her call. Rather rudely, if I might say, considering she didn't sign off. Will there be anything else, Captain?
Так, давайте сначала вот это задание выполним. Хочу посмотреть ей в глаза.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Возьму своих лучших друзей. Конечно же, Феликса и Викария. Потому что они мне дают общение. Ну, не вообще общение, а убеждение. Ну ладно.
Not so fast. All right, you're clear. The adjutant's expecting.
Офигеть, у нее охрана, конечно. У нее купить можно что-нибудь. Так. Что-нибудь красивенькое, крутое. Фигня одна.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spot. Something that...
Я просто спросил. А, кстати,
You know,
Феликс.
they're gonna make a serial about our... I've been trying to think of a good title for this episode. No, wait, I got it. Hope in Dark Time. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Thrilling tales of the unreliable. I'm partial.
Ах, Феликс.
Right, I'm overdoing it again. Got it. Sorry, boss. I'm just excited, you know?
Да это вот так же был.
Stealing the hope from the board, skipping it across the whole damn system. This is gonna be great. I can't wait.
Это, знаете, я типа такой строгий капитан, и такой, ох, Феликс, чем ты занимаешься? И там назади должен быть смех. Или, не знаю, там камера на него направляться будет, и такой женский голос, ох уж этот Феликс. Что-нибудь типа такого.
Enough to boost my pay? I'm just kidding, boss. I know. I'm sure you've got plans to make. As for me...
В смысле, я вам не плачу? Я вам не плачу? Подожди, я тебя видел.
I understand you're Maverick Johnston's new star. Well done.
Так, одну секунду. Так это ее комната. Подожди, стой. А, так они по соседству живут. Нифига себе.
I admit part of me expected you to stand by your old friend. For better or worse, Wells was responsible for putting you back on your feet. That said, he's also a wanted criminal. For information regarding his whereabouts, you are entitled to collect a reward from Percival.
Надеюсь, это не свинец в голову.
I understand you've infiltrated the Ministry. The things you discovered there must have been shocking, even disturbing. Halcyon is on the verge of a total systems collapse. The truth is ugly and difficult to accept, but we must accept the truth before we can move forward. Malnutrition is already a problem. Disease will come next, followed by starvation, followed by a breakdown of society, followed by extinction. I know this must come as a surprise to you. I imagine you have questions.
The powerful make the mistakes, and the powerless are left paying the price, as it has always been. Tell me, Adjutant, have you anything to offer beyond the usual false platitudes?
I'm offering decisive action, Vicar DeSoto. I can no longer depend on lazy, weak-willed bureaucrats to help me rescue Halcyon. I need someone with a backbone, someone like your captain.
So that's your solution. Put the whole colony on ice. People ain't gonna stand for this. We'll fight back. We'll tear down the walls.
Феликс, не надо, помолчи, пожалуйста, Феликс.
No, Mr. Millstone, you will not. The workers of Halcyon will do exactly as they are told, as they always have. Your dreams of a people's revolution are the juvenile fantasies of a frustrated child. I won't pretend the truth isn't damning. Yes, the colony is on the verge of collapse. But there is a way to save it. I'll answer however I can. The Lifetime Employment Program is not some malevolent strategy of an evil mastermind. There's no dark secret buried in the fine print. The program is logical, it's reasonable, it's merciful, and most importantly, it will work. Byzantium is the beating heart of our colony. And as long as Byzantium survives, Halcyon may one day recover from the collapse. We must protect this city at any cost. Help me execute the Lifetime Employment Program, and you will have earned a place of honor in Byzantium. You will live in comfort and want for nothing. When you turned Phineas Wells over to me, I knew I could rely on you. You've demonstrated your ability to place duty above sentiment. And you deliver results. That quality alone is enough to separate you from the board's army of indecisive bureaucrats. I'm glad to hear that. We can still rescue Halcyon. but we can't be bound by red tape and regulations. I can't save this colony alone. I need someone capable of working outside the system. Someone who can get things done. We need to talk about Emerald Vale. You handed Edgewater over to a band of dissidents. I can't have this. Adelaide McDevitt and her people have no place in the halcyon that is to come. Edgewater needs to go. I want you to wipe the town out. No survivors.
Are you out of your mind? We're not gonna murder a town of innocent people.
You will do exactly as you're told, or I will have you shot for insubordination.
I cannot condone this plan. Wanton, senseless destruction of life is never the solution.
I don't need you to approve of my plan, Vicar. I need you to get it done. Now is not the time for half measures, Captain. I need a decision from you. Don't make this more difficult than it needs to be, Captain. I rather like you, and I'd Not true. You can choose to say, yes, ma'am, or I'm disappointed.
Looks like we're doing this. That's the last of him.
Эх, ладно. Вот он, короче, поворотный момент. Я его так долго ждал.
What was that? What?
What's up, boss?
Watch and learn.
You're going down. You guys see that?
Да-да-да, Феликс, ты молодец. Ты хороший мальчик, Феликс.
Watch out, Captain.
Ух, с отвращением. Да.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest. We have arrived at the Hope. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can. If your calculations are even slightly off, you could crash the entire colony ship into Terra too. Or the sun. Forgetfulness can be an early warning sign of asphyxiation due to loss of pressurization. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to. The Hope is the Groundbreaker's prettier, sleeker sister. She wandered off and got lost for 70 years. Also, there are hundreds of thousands of frozen organic life forms hibernating in her hold. Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his mental stability is not flattering. Sending a corrupted tracking signal to the board was quite clever, if I might say, Captain.
Такое чувство, что я в лабораторию Финиаса попал.
Fate shines on us today.
Jackass is incoming! No!
Подпитка, подключение дополнительного источника энергии помимо реактора судна ВОК-002, статус отчета о подаче питания, просмотр активных записей, стенограмм и или переписки экипажа. Подпитка. Статус. Электроэнергия, обслуживание, гибернационная камера, подача питания. Обслуживание. Наше с Донной самое длинное путешествие, неделя в горах Сильвер-Маунти, и то она была не в своей тарелке. Домоседка, что сказать. И всегда такой была. В тот раз она взяла с собой столько еды, что нам, наверное, был бы не страшен даже месяц в отрыве от цивилизации. И как раз ВОК отправила нас в город на тренировки по сплочению команды. Компания все оплатила, и все равно Донна прихватила энергетические батончики. Вдруг автобус сломается и застрянет. Этот корабль будет лететь до Алкиона 10 лет, целую декаду. Хорошо, что ВОК снабдила нас с провизией, а то Донна бы спустила все наши сбережения на ореховые смеси и сушеное мясо. Алкиона 10 лет, целую декаду. Хорошо, что ВОК снабдила нас с провизией, а то Донна бы спустила все наши сбережения на ореховые смеси и сушеное мясо.
We're not exploding, so I guess it worked.
Хотя, знаете что, нет, это первопроходец. Даже вот это вот. Да здесь.
Trouble incoming, Captain. I've had quite enough of you. That's the last of them.
Нет, это первопроходец. Абсолютно точно такой же.
Nicely done.
Да, перспектива умереть с голоду не так уж и надумана. С другой стороны, туалеты чище, чем когда-либо с тех пор, как мы покидали порт. Моя работа стала куда проще.
I'm on it.
All right, here we go. Heads up, jackass.
Everyone all right?
Performing.
Let me handle
Take him down. Out of my way.
May you find peace in death. Now keep quiet.
Внимание, несанкционированный доступ. Ладно, не буду читать.
Great work. Wow! How'd you do that? That one's done for.
Top shine.
Как тебе крысу?
You like that?
На корабле все время следы крови попадаются. Это, наверное, самая неуклюжая команда на свете. Знаете, как сложно кровь оттирать от стали? У меня антисептики скоро закончатся. Приходится столько времени дроить полы, что в Алкионе мне должен ждать приказ о повышении. Старший инженер отдела обслуживания, вот это уже нехорошо. Блин, я мог роботов перепрограммировать. Черт. Ну ладно, не повезло. А я думал, зачем здесь вот это вот все вещи? Она ж не нужна. Статус отчета подачи питания, просмотр активных записей, статус, количество капсул 9999. Не удалось открыть архив удаленной капсулы. Неопознанный член экипажа. Сотни тысяч колонистов навсегда бросили дрейфовать в открытом космосе, просто чтобы не портить статистику коллегии. Возмутительно. Хы.
This must be unsettling for you, Captain.
О, блин, это все колонисты. Жесть. Там еще и капсулы сломанные.
Error. Hop crew. Alert. Intruder on the...
Score one, Felix! I'll take care of him! Yeah! That's the last of him!
Can you hear me, Captain? I have successfully integrated myself into the Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now.
Жесть, что с кораблем сделали? Эх, бедные колонисты. Проснутся, обосрутся.
Can we do that again?
These were the private quarters of the Hope's former crew. Shall we hold a moment of silence for the dearly departed? No. That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him.
Так, связь подключить, Адам.
Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do. Probably not, but don't let that stop you. My Constellation executables could use some beefing up. Searching. Please stand by. Ah, found one. It will go great, Captain. I am almost 4.01% certain we will not die.
Может, ты имел в виду 40%?
Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping the Hope will void the warranty on the skip drive. And also potentially kill an entire planet. How is my humor now, Captain? Improved?
Ну, очень.
Jump starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
Well, it's been a good life.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative. Skipping the hope in 3, 2, 1.
Викари, ты ублюдок.
Does your captain seriously intend to do a micro jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something. Now.
Ой-ой. Только не врежься. Как это круто.
Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded.
Надо, и у коллеги
Perhaps you should
нашла.
check in on him.
Из-за того, чтобы отправили данные.
We made it.
А, нет.
Never had any doubts.
А, нет, это Викари был. Что-то я перепугался. Блин, как красиво. Какая игра хорошая. Она мне нравится. Пожалуй, 9 из 10 ей поставлю. Это предварительная оценочка. Я могу телепортироваться? Блин, не могу. Главное, чтоб шпры свой корабль не угнали. Блин, а прикинь, если здесь будет какой-нибудь последний бой, и мне дадут все бонусы от моих напарников. Вот это круто будет на самом деле. Блин.
Captain, I shall now play the track.
Thank the Lord you warned me. I was able to get some defenses up, but they might not be enough. The board has sent some serious firepower to pry me out of here. They're trying to get in here, and I'm not sure I can stop them. If they capture me, if we can't communicate again, there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
Черт.
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbital lab to check on your associate as soon as possible. How can I be of assistance? Goodbye.
Срочно к Финиусу летим. Не хочу его бросать.
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece.
Что-то поменялось?
I'm on it. Watch this. Yourself, Captain. Quick. Well done. We are victorious.
Что-то они прям зажали меня. Черт, музыка играет. Только не говорите, что Финиаса убили. Ладно, говори. Готово, введите логин и пароль. Обойти. Если вы видите этот экран, то меня Финиас убился, вероломно похитили власти Алкиона и, возможно, заточили в тюремный планетарий Тартар. Если меня еще не казнили по вымышленному обвинению, надеюсь, что нынешний этот терминал продолжит мою работу или спасет меня. Лучше последнее. Этот экран прошу считать моим прощальным словом и извещением. Я передаю свое тело и все имущество ледяной базе F.E.A.R. Если ты Джейми, я оставил тебе передачу на экстренный случай. Открой тайник с моего терминала и сразу забирай все, что внутри. Себе на заметку. Нужно удалить записи из памяти терминала. Это и нигде. Тайник-то где? А, вот он.
Impressive as always.
Что-то крутое подобрал. А, не, фигня. Я теперь двери открывать умею. Блин, отлично. Прекрасно. Вдохновение. А вдохновение что дает? Фигня. Зачем она нужна? Ладно, пусть будет. Где он здесь жил? Вообще красиво. Такой вид на очко такое крутое. Мне нравится. Я бы тоже здесь жил. Хрюшек бы выращивал. Классно бы было. Эх, чё я с биологии ушел? Опыт бы ставил.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a... I believe the crew would like to speak with you to...
Я вам всем помогал, если что.
Those board goons kidnapped Mr. Phineas and hauled him away to Tartarus. How are we gonna get him out?
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain. I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble. Trust me, I know.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out.
Да
We don't
кто
need a
этот
plan.
Викарий Макс?
We got guns.
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus, you may be there a while. Or permanently.
It's the craziest plan I've ever heard. And I mean that as a compliment.
You didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now. You're my boss. I'll walk into fire with you.
Спасибо, Феликс.
I think it's insane. But maybe the colony needs a healthy dose of insanity right about now.
I know it's dangerous. And I won't lie and say I'm not scared out of my wits. But I couldn't live with myself if we didn't do
Чтоб ты мне не помогала.
You're asking for more than bravery
Вы
from us,
ныть я
Captain.
слушать столько времени.
There are worse ways to go than dying for a good cause. I'm in.
Викарий, я всегда рассчитывал на тебя.
It's what our units do best.
The entire plan is a terrible idea, but I admire your bravado, Captain, which leads me to illogically believe, against the odds, that you will be successful.
If we don't make it, at least it'll be a great story.
Got my trusty tossball stick. Got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, boss.
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Ну да,
Never
да,
thought I'd
наверное.
volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency towards risky behavior is rubbing off on me, Captain.
Command not recognized.
Waiting on your command, Captain.
Вы меня сюда заставили спуститься? Серьезно? Вы, точнее, вы заставили меня сюда подняться, чтобы потом заставить спуститься меня? Ох. Сразу бы
You
дать
killed the
приказ.
adjutant? We are outlaws in the truest sense of the word now.
Да пофиг. Она сама на меня напала.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me. In the event that I can make the assurance that I will not leave with another captain unless you do not return within 876,541,652 hours.
Хорошо.
Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed.
Ой, сейчас рофл будет. Стоп, это не этого? Ошибочка вышла. Пожалуйста, мне пора. Ну что за люди? Без очередного нарушения за посадку никак.
I'm sorry, you people? Did you just cast a generalization on upstanding UDL employees? That's a fine of 200 bits. You're up to 5,708, not including the cost of your execution and the disposal of your remains, which will be assessed posthumously.
Откуда мне знать, что вы настоящий офицер, а не самозванец в шлеме? Покажите свое биометрическое удостоверение.
All right. I'm feeling generous. I'm transmitting the ID of a productive, law-abiding employee so you can see what one looks like before you die. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance?
Все, да, побольше, потом поговорим. Угу. Прощай, Ада. Рад был знакомству. Что? Зачем?
The captain did right by us once. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardak!
Ну черт, там мина была. Или меня оглушили. Что за пропихи? Кто это? Что за фигня? Откуда они взялись? Или типа помогают мне?
Here we go. I got this.
Hey, Bob! Watch this!
Your life was merely an illusion anyway.
Ну-ка я это Феликс поприодену. Так. Не могу? Что за прикол? А, он в бою.
Our victory is their defeat.
Да. Какая же у тебя крутая пушка, Феликс. Луч есть. 1100, 1400. Нормально. Дам тебе чуть потяжелее.
Entering the labyrinth is the easy part.
Господин президент.
I'm still trusting your plan on that one, Captain.
Я люблю вас, ребят.
I suppose it would be too late to back out now, huh? Fear not, Captain. I'll watch you.
You got it. Here we go. Don't let up.
Never anger a man of the cloth.
Блин, скоро вес, кстати, закончится. Мне бы что-нибудь... Магазинчик, что ли, какой-нибудь.
I'll teach you. Here's a little trick I learned in prison.
Что-то они волной стреляют.
Down they go! On your left, Captain! Look at the move. Woo, that had to hurt. Let me handle them.
Crossbow kick!
I'll take your confession now. That's the last of them.
Да вот и перевес. Блин. Где здесь хоть починиться там?
Can't keep us out. Here we go. Oh, I can feel it.
Класс. Игра вылетела. Очень рассчитываю, что там можно будет как-нибудь обойти это место. Да что тебе. Панель задач поверх игры лезет. Бесит меня.
Hit! Let's take him down! I'm on it! That one's done. Look at it!
Окей, не буду ничего подбирать здесь. Так, как нам наверх попасть? Надо сохраниться.
Attacking!
You want some of this?
I'll take your confession now!
Надеюсь, не вылетит. Я рад. И таких мест здесь много, кстати говоря. Очень много. Опа, очень шикарно. Так, я броню менял. Броню у Феликса менял? Да, менял. Свою оставлю, наверное. Да хотя зачем? А вот и верстак. Так, чтобы улучшить. Не, ничего не буду. Меня все устраивает. Да ты серьезная игра. Я нажал, короче, ударить его. И она вылетела. Ударить его Феликсом. О, боже мой. Боже мой. Почему разрешение поменялось? Последняя миссия — это самая лагучая миссия, которая вообще есть в игре. Самая лагучая миссия. Буду каждые 5 метров сохраняться. А то мало ли. Вот эту дверь открою, сейчас вылетит. Не, не вылетела, смотри-ка ты. Что-нибудь подберу, игра вылетит.
I'm working as fast as I can, all right? If y'all would quit fixing the FPS system. FPS system. It's redundant, Melody. Forced pacification system. If the prisoners riot, we gas them. It went a little haywire after the last deployment, so here I am. Anyway, I need to finish this, so get out of here, will you?
Оставлю тебе Мелоди.
Of course. Oh, for law's sake. Fine. Just don't go shooting up the place with gas. The password is tartar sauce.
Уговорил. Удачи. Чё? Надеюсь, я всех охранников на всех уровнях переусмирил. Да весело же. Красота. Не сломался. Не факт.
Down. got this! All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So, get in there! Fight!
Так ты ведь не будешь в меня стрелять, да? Блин. Плохо дело. Черт, в МСА. Нельзя в МСА стрелять, а я случайно одного убил там. Ладно, давай постараемся как-нибудь пройти без происшествий.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So, go. Rare and fight! All right, here we go. I can do that. That's one down. Life was merely an illusion anyway. Well done. We're still alive.
Waste of company ammo.
Waste of company ammo.
Где-то здесь должен быть проход, который не забагован. Где-то типа здесь. Или нет? Так, сохраняем игру. Незабагованный проход. Так, а куда я лезу? Огнемет 2.0. Не, это прикольно, конечно, но я не то хотел. А, здесь можно проходить. Было. Окей.
Subtle work, Captain. What's up? We're the best there ever was.
Зачем их вообще в живых оставлять, я не понимаю. Это же самый простой способ. По крайней мере, хотя бы перезагрузить. И игра вылетела. Эх, жесть. Я так ее до 10 утра буду проходить.
That's one down. Heads up, jackass! We are victorious.
Вот это вот, по-моему, входной. Да. Или нет?
Try me. That had to hurt. I'm on it. Score one for Felix. Here's a little trick I learned in prison. That's the last of him. Time to collect the fine bounty.
Командир Масай. Привет, ребят.
Everything in my life has been leading up to this point. I am... I find myself marveling at the...
О чем ты говоришь? Викарь, че ты постоянно говоришь, а?
After all you've done, all the work you've destroyed, all the money you've cost me, your misguided crusade has doomed Halcyon.
Вообще-то колонию спасаем.
That crackpot's plan is ludicrous. We have steps, action items, budgets, and reports. All he's got is a guilty conscience and lofty dreams. In any other circumstance, I'd admire your boldness. In this one, however, I have only 2 words for you. Fuck off.
Грубить не надо.
No call for... You unbelievable bastard. Sophia should be the one wasting her time with you, but you killed her. I'll have you hanged, quartered, bankrupted. Thankfully, you're in a prison already. Find the nearest cell and wait until I'm done here. Then I'll drag you to the executioner myself. Is that sarcasm? Do you know what I do to people who employ the lowest, most base form of humor? I fire them. Alas, as you are woefully unemployed, I'll have to do the next best thing and have you killed. In the next room is the finest automechanical purveyor of death ever made. Try not to scratch the paint with your skull. It was fucking expensive. Absolutely not. Akande was always the sociable one, not me.
Это там... Таран. Уже смешно. Насколько он убогий, короче, от 1 до 10. Сука, насколько он убогий от 1 до 10. Я ставлю сатёху. Ладно, он не такой убогий, как ожидалось.
May you find peace in death. Careful, you're hurt. That's the last of him.
Ладно, он... Я думал, сейчас рофл будет. Я не знаю, он упадет, там сломается, не запустится. Нет, он оказался более стойким, чем я ожидал. Так, сейчас чутеньким выстрелом, короче, спасем Феникса. Все. Это конец.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You lunatic. You broke into the board's own fortress and killed the chairman just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
Коллеги против меня ничто.
Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh? You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated. I would like nothing more than to celebrate this victory, but we have a serious problem on our hands. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
Hold on, Doc. Are you telling me the Earth went dark 3 years ago? And the board's just been covering this up?
They've been incredibly effective at concealing the truth. Right now, the only people in the colony who know are standing in this room.
Earth is only an idea to us. But that idea is the bedrock the colony is built upon. If people were to find out it's gone dark, the shock could be too much to bear.
I don't want to imagine what'll happen once news gets out. Let's just keep this between us for now. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, you're right. The road is long, and we haven't a moment to waste. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time.
Самых талантливых. Тебе это вообще-то не помогло первый раз. Ты самого Дудика оживил. Меня.
Will you help us? I can't tell you how glad I am to hear that. When I revived you, I thought we were going to save this colony all by ourselves, but I was wrong. We can't save Halcyon on our own. We're all going to have to pull together, somehow. We are not a colony anymore. Our last connection to Earth has been severed. I don't know if we'll survive, but we're going to have to try our best.
Жопа.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient. In the coming years, many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the
На
matter.
работу возвращаться, какой
Nearly everyone
кошмар.
had to learn
На
to make
завод.
do with less.
За 15
Some
тысяч на завод.
even had to get jobs. It was a
18-часовая
dark
смена.
time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, an MSI subsidiary of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail, or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. Though he was always haunted by the failures of his past, he was determined to make things right by building toward the future. The revival project was hard and painful work, but in the end, despite limited resources, over half the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Even after Wells passed away, the Hope scientists and engineers worked night and day to pull Halcyon from the brink of collapse. Their efforts continue to this day, which may be reason enough for optimism. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Life will never be the same in Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard work and determination of the surviving colonists. Recovery is a distant goal, and the path is long and uncertain. But the people of Halcyon carry on, determined as ever. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Эх, все. Так и закончился The Outer Worlds. И осталось у нас только продолжение. Узнать вторую концовку. Быстренько пробежаться, ничего не читая, ничего не смотря. А на этом мы с вами, собственно, заканчиваем на сегодня. Возможно, на некоторое время отдохнуть надо. Сколько уже? Еще 3 часа. Сколько у нас вообще стрим был? Сколько у нас вообще было это по времени? Надо посмотреть. Это значит 2:30 плюс 55. Это где-то 3,5. 5,5. 7. 8. Где-то 8 часов я, наверное, стримил сегодня. Жесть. Так, что-нибудь повеселее надо врубить. Все, ребятки, на этом давайте заканчивать. Спасибо за просмотр, ставьте лайк, делитесь своим друзьям, подписывайтесь на наш канал, а также на нашу группу ВКонтакте, где расписание в этой серии стримов, и ждите следующего стрима по какой-нибудь игре. У нас в воскресенье должны быть индюшки-хуйнюшки, наши индюшки-хуйнюшки, и посмотрим. Завтра я не буду стримить, да и в понедельник. Нет, в понедельник у нас Dragon Age. Dragon Age обязательно. Во вторник, может быть, запущу The Outer Worlds. Ну, всяко у нас есть игры на прохождение, тем более в среду у нас последняя наша игра в этом году. Assassin's Creed 2. Все, ладно, ребятки. Всем удачи, всем пока.